Hello friends, in the year 70 of the Common Era, Titus, the son of Vespasian, then general, later on the emperor of Rome, conquered Judea, destroyed the temple, and brought the spoils of Judea and with him 50,000 slaves back to Rome to commemorate this big triumph, which was a big feat for the Romans to destroy the rebels, which took them a couple of years. To display their conquest, Titus had this arch, which is called the Arch of Titus, erected, and in the arch, which we can't see now because it's being renovated, there would be depictions of the Jews carrying off the vessels of the temple with them as they were led from Jerusalem to Rome. Among them would be the menorah and other vessels that were taken from the temple. The Jews that lived in Rome had a tradition not to pass through the Arch of Titus all the years that it was standing. But in 1948, when with the creation of the Jewish state, the Jews led a procession, the Jews of Rome, through the Arch of Titus, showing that they triumphed over the Romans in the end of the day. Interesting to note is that nowhere in Chazal, nowhere through the sages, the Talmud, is the Arch of Titus mentioned. Although other instances, like Rabbi Eliezer, who mentions that he was in Rome and he had seen the sits of the Kohen Gadol, that would be the golden plate that the high priest would put on his forehead. He had seen it in Rome, among other vessels of the temple that he actually seen, but the Arch of Titus is not mentioned. Titus eventually became emperor in 79, after Vespasian died, and he was emperor for 2 years, from 79 to 81. Cassius Dio, the famous Roman historian, writes that when Titus became king, he became more a benevolent king to his subjects, even to the Jews. There is a hint of that in the Talmud, in Tractate Gittin, how Titus was more benevolent to the Jews at the end. At that time, the Jews sent a delegation to Rome by the leading figures like Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua. And they came to plead the case for the Jews, as we will mention in the following video.